here at Big Lake West Campground, Central Oregon. We're going to be doing each of the campsites, a review. Big Lake West is pretty epic. Big Lake West is more expensive than normal Big Lake. I've got reviews of all of the premium ones at Big Lake, and here are the Big Lake West ones. There's fewer campsites, they're more spread out. They're mostly all shoreline, except for maybe the first one, and they're pretty epic, but consequently they're more expensive. So, well worth it though, I'd say. If you're upgrading your quality, I think it's worth it, my humble opinion. So here's your first one. See the one right there on the side of the picnic table? This is definitely the worst one. I'd say if there's one here that I'm not too impressed with, it's this one, just because the other ones are so awesome. A lot of the other ones are right on the shoreline with private access, your own private access. If you're a kayaker or a rafter, you want to get in the lake, you can do it directly from your site. No need to go to a boat dock. So you can see that one doesn't have shoreline access. Spot 2, multi-site, Big Lake West Campground, Central Oregon. And let's go down and take a look. Each one of these has kind of its own little private path down to your area. Cool thing is these pretty much all have direct shoreline access. I'm gonna get some fall colors down here because today is October 20th, 2023. Last week, actually, before the annual deluge of snow. Got snow in the forecast. So, let's come down here. It's surprising how far of a hike this is. You'd have to haul your gear, your cooler and tent and all that stuff. Not too hard, but take a few minutes. Well worth it, I'm sure, once you're set up. And look at that. Speaking of well worth it, incredible beauty of Mount Washington. This is crazy. This is a multi-use site. Got a picnic table, got your fire pit, central location. Of course, money shots of Mount Washington. Let's not bury the lead, that's epic. Here's your private shoreline access for spot 2, kayaking or rafting or just swimming. To each his own. I'm a kayaker personally, so it'll be premium kayak access. You got your money shot right there. Look at that. That's pretty impressive, I gotta say. You got a serene and tranquil, pin drop still lake. Beautiful Big Lake West Campground. This is spot 2. We'll show you these dark ominous clouds because why not? And it says multi-use site. I only see one picnic table, but that doesn't mean it's not multi-use. You got a lot of areas to pitch a tent. There's your fire pit. There you go. You can even sit at the fire pit and admire Mount Washington. Pretty impressive. Spot 2, you're kind of right on the left edge. Straight over there, that site next to you is spot 3. So presumably spot 1 is over there somewhere. You've only got one to your left, everything else is to your right. So you admire Mount Washington, I gotta say. Group site, spot 2, pretty impressive. This is spot 3. Each one of these has its own little path to its site. These are reservable at Recreation.gov. And let's see where this one takes us. Today is October 20th, 2023. Shoulder season. It's actually forecast to snow next week, so last week to see Big Lake for the year. This is Big Lake West Campground, and here is spot 3. Ooh, look at that. That is impressive. Beautiful sun trying to peek through. Beautiful dark gray ominous clouds. You got a money shot of Mount Washington with your picnic table. So you put your tent right there. And let's go down to shoreline. Kind of interesting. I like the way they've thought this through. Got your fire pit down here because they understand you want to be next to the lake. You want to have a Mount Washington view. So sight lines, you got, I'm presuming, spot 2 over there, but by and large, relatively private. Here's your fire pit. Over there is spot 4. So not totally private, a little exposed, not right on top of each other, but probably moderate as far as the privacy score. But look at that. That's the piece de resistance. You got a direct shot of beautiful Mount Washington. Got premium shoreline access. You're a kayaker. You want to come down here, drag your kayak. And look at this. Pretty darn impressive. Gotta say, I'm loving the sun trying to peek through the dark, ominous clouds, break through. Very beautiful. Look at this peaceful, serene, tranquil, pin drop still lake. And over here, this is the shoreline. This is the shoreline that all the campsites share here at Big Lake West Campground. That's right. And there's more over there. Very beautiful. Spot 3, pretty premium. Here's spot 4, Big Lake West Campground, Central Oregon. And most of these have a little trail down to the shoreline. Got all your gear. Today is October 20th, 2023, so last week of shoulder season before the winter snow deluge starts. It's even in the forecast next week, so last chance to see our friend Big Lake for 2023 in its summer disposition. And coming down here to 4, got our fire pit, our picnic table. Up there, you see the flat area straight ahead? That's probably where you put your tent, right there. They think of these things when they design it. You got a straight shot of spot 3 straight ahead. Relatively good privacy lines. It'd be better if it was totally blocked off, but decent distance. See what you got coming over here. Oh, you got your own shoreline access. Got beautiful shots of Mount Washington, and you come your own side of the shore. Look at this. Pretty epic. So this shoreline right here is essentially shared between 3 to your left. It's kind of your access. 4, which is the one we're doing right now. So 3 and 4 share a beach. That's fine. I do think the access, if you've got like a big heavy kayak, is much better from 3 because it's flat and wide. Whereas here you got to kind of meander around a trail. Not a big deal, but it's definitely more convenient to access it from 3. But look at the beauty of Mount Washington. Pin drop still lake. Oh, serene, tranquil, peaceful, and beautiful. Big Lake. Here is spot 5, Big Lake West Campground, Central Oregon. Again, we got some fall colors. October 20th, 2023. Last week before the snow starts. And let's go down and take a look. I'm digging it so far. Look at those views of Mount Washington. This is crazy. You got your picnic table and your fire pit. Spot 5 is pretty epic, I gotta say. You got private beach access right here. Kayak rafting, wide, easy to launch and get out. Look at those views of Washington. That is stunning. You got your pin drop still. Big Lake, serenity, tranquility, peacefulness, and beauty. And you can come down here and launch your boat. It's pretty epic. So boat launch, A+. Clearly they want you to put your tent over here. They always have a spot. A lot of times it's this log and a little flat area. It's kind of a dead ringer. So here's where you put your tent. There's your picnic table. There's your fire pit. There's your access. I gotta say, 5 is epic. 4 is over there, but it's kind of blocked by the trees. And I'm sure 6 is over there somewhere. I gotta say, I think 5 is the spot. Here's spot 6, Big Lake West Campground, Central Oregon. And start with a money shot of Mount Washington. Look at that. Still loving this cloud battle, the sun. But here's your campsite, your fire pit. And look at these views. 6 is pretty impressive, I gotta say. See your shoreline access. Well, you do have it, but you gotta go down there. Or you gotta go down here. Doable as a walker. It makes it a bit harder if you got a big heavy kayak like I do. I got a 10-footer Pungo, so that's not gonna be as fun to try to get up and down. You also have 7 right next to you. But I say 6, Also, look how close to the road 6 is. I mean, you're sitting in a fire pit, you're practically sitting next to the cars driving by. 6 is not so good, I gotta say. Not so good at all. So I would say 6 is actually as bad as 1. And look at how close 7 is. I can just tell standing here, 7 is not gonna be great. We're here at spot 7, Big Lake West Campground, Central Oregon. And let's take a look. We've got, come around here. Look at that. You've got beautiful shoreline access. You do have 6 right there, which is a dent against it. So 7 is decent shoreline access, not best for privacy. Campsite number 8. Here it is, Big Lake West Campground, Central Oregon. Come up here. Here's your picnic table and your fire pit down there. You do have 9 right above you, so not great privacy lines. And you got 7 right over there. You got great shoreline access, but you don't have a money shot of Mount Washington either. I'd say 8 is okay, not great. Spot 9, Big Lake West Campground, Central Oregon. And you got 8 right next to you, and you got 10 right next to you, so not the best privacy lines. The farther up we go, the worse shoreline access we're getting. So look at this. Got your fire pit, you got a big expansive area, no sun canopy, and much harder access to the lake. I would say 9, not nearly as good. We'll show you the shoreline access. Here's your shoreline access. I mean, it's pretty, but definitely not good if you're lugging a kayak. So 9's look how exposed 9 is. That is a lot of sun in the middle of the day, depending on what month you come. Not loving 9. Spot 10, you got 9 right over there, so you're already kind of losing on the sight lines privacy-wise. This is a decent site, not one of the best here. You got your picnic table, got your fire pit, a little bit more of a forested area. What makes Big Lake West special is the shoreline access, and this one does not have the shoreline access. We're kind of past the shoreline section, higher up. So I'm a kayaker, I got a 10-foot pungo. I don't really want to have to drag it down there. I mean, I could. Look how steep that is. A little suboptimal as far as your access point. Another access point over there. I mean, it's pretty, but I know I'm being very picky, but I'm trying to separate the best from the worst, and every one of these is high quality on a certain level, but location, location, location. Just like in real estate, campsites are all about location. I would say this is more of a forested one, not great sight lines, not as good as some of the other ones. You could do better. Here is spot 11, Big Lake West Campground, Central Oregon. It did say multi-use site, so it's gonna be more of a big spread out one. Got your picnic table right there. Got your fire pit, dead ahead. And see our shoreline access. You got a little trail over there. I don't know if that's the site next to it or what. But there is a site next to it. So here's our lake access. This is beautiful. If you're just a party who's not like kayaking, I'd say this is magic. I mean, look at that. This is your own domain. 11's pretty awesome, I gotta say. As from just being real picky from a kayaker's point of view, this is a bit of a steep climbing section. Like, you gotta be super careful carrying your kayak up and down that. Very easy to hurt yourself. So I'd prefer one of the smooth access points like you have at 5 or 3, because it's just walk right into the water. But if you're not kayaking or rafting, or you're very careful, just swimming, this is a premium site. I mean, look at those views. It's pretty darn epic. You can see the 11 on the picnic side of the picnic table, your fire pit, and you can even come over here too. Appears to be part of 11's domain. The farther we go up from 1 to 11, the more elevated they are. So all these you gotta climb down. So if you're wily and don't mind climbing, then that's not a big deal. But if you got older members of your party who have trouble with that kind of stuff, then they might never actually get down to the water. You got to factor that in depending on, you know, the group you've got. These ones are higher up. As I said, 5 and 3 particularly, like you're flat right adjacent to the water, you can walk right in. You got like older members of your group that want to get to the water but don't really want to have to do elevation. 3 or 5 is going to be way better than this one. This is more of an overlook perch campsite, which is awesome, but gotta know what you're in for. Look at the beauty, look at the magic, look at the wonder. I'm standing here on the Shoreline Trail above Big Lake West Campground. I'm gonna stop and admire the absolutely incredible Mount Washington and our beautiful pin drop still Big Lake. Oh, look at that. Serenity, tranquility, peacefulness, and beauty. This area is absolutely